Hello, I would like to help you today on figuring out how to fill in this Chipotle nutrition calculation, this huge chart that you got for part one of your Chipotle Lab. Now, looking at it, just the document itself, there's a link that will bring you to the actual nutrition calculator. I already have it open on my screen, but we're going to go into that in just a second. In your chart that you'll be filling out, you are going to create your Chipotle meal, so what you normally eat at Chipotle. If you don't eat at Chipotle, then I'm just going to ask that you either use my meal that I'm going to create in this video, or just choose something that sounds good to you, and that's what you would eat if you did go to Chipotle, okay? So as you go through, you're going to list out what you normally get. So if you can get a tortilla, like on your burrito, that's great. If you get a meat, type in what kind of meat you get, what kind of rice you get, what kind of beans, etc., as you go through. If you get chips, great. And then eventually you're going to have a whole meal sum. The website will give you this, you just need to pay attention and copy it down when it gets to it, okay? So this is how we're going to, this is like a basic explanation of this. Let's get into the actual link. So open up this link, I already have it open. So when you get to it, it's gonna look like this. Now, if you're me and you go to Chipotle, which I do sometimes, I get a burrito bowl. So I'm gonna start by clicking on the burrito bowl because that's what I normally get. And we're just going to keep scrolling down and adding things that I normally get. So before I actually click on what I actually get, which is steak, I get steak, if you click on where it says the amount of calories at the bottom, it will pull up this little window that gives you all of the information except proteins. So in here, you can see calories is 150, fat, which is lipids. I'm just going to ask that you write down the total fat number is 6 grams, carbohydrates is 1 gram, and then when you are done with that, you can actually add it to your burrito, or burrito bowl in my case, and it will give you the protein, okay? So in this case, it gives you calories right here, total fat, carbohydrates, and then when you add it, it will give you protein. You're going to copy those numbers that were right here. So 150 for calories, you're gonna go back in here, and I got steak, so I'm gonna do 150, protein was 21, carbohydrates was 1, and total fat was 6. And I know this just because I remembered it, but you could always just go back and say, okay, calories 150, protein 21, carbs was 1, and total fat was 6. It's all right there for you. You're just gonna continuously go through and add what you like and make sure that you're filling it in appropriately. So that's the only meat I get. As we scroll down, okay, what kind of rice do we get? You're going to do the same thing. You're going to click on where it says the calories. I get the brown rice. Okay, so for brown rice, you're going to add 210, total fat 6, carbs is 36. Whoa, sometimes I don't like looking at this. But the issue here is that it does not give you the protein, so when I click to add this, it's just gonna add it to my running tally of protein. So when I click this, I now have 25 grams of protein. This is both the steak and the rice, so you have to do a little bit of math. I know that the protein from my steak was 21, so I'm just gonna do 25 minus 21, and that gives me 4 grams of protein for my rice. Okay, so you do have to do a little math for the protein. As you continue on, you're just going to continuously do this. Grab those numbers that are given to you, right? Calories, fat, and carbs, and then do your little math for the protein. Add in, I like pinto beans, add in whatever beans you like, or if you don't get beans. So pinto beans, 130, 1.5, 21 grams of carbs, add that in. I went from 25 to 33 grams of protein, so again, you need to do a little bit of math. In this case, it's 8 grams of protein, so as you're filling in your chart, make sure you're doing that correctly. And then you just add in anything that you get normally. So I get cheese, again, do that math here. You can pull up this little chart to give you the specifics for cheese. I get guacamole, I know it's extra. I get corn salsa, I get sour cream, and I get the hot salsa. And so that is everything I get on my meal. And I don't get chips, okay? Or anything like that. So now that I have everything added in, you can go through and make sure that whatever you normally get is filled in, but this is just my meal. And then you'll see that right here, it does give you the total for everything, so you do not have to actually add anything up. You just have to plug these numbers in where it says whole meal sum at the bottom. So whole meal sum for calories, it says it right here, 1,050 calories for my meal. Ugh, that does not sound good. Okay, total fat is 54 grams, protein is 46 grams, and carbs is 89 grams. So you don't have to add it up, it does it for you, but that goes in this sort of like peachy orange row right here. Once you have all of this filled in, fantastic. I'm gonna ask that you do these 2 reflection questions, just what item had the highest calories, and was that surprising that that had so many calories? And then what could you change about your Chipotle order to make it more healthy? Is this removing something? Is this maybe adding in some vegetables, which I did not do really? Maybe add in that lettuce or those fajita vegetables. And just give me a little explanation on what would you change to make it more healthy, okay? I hope this helped, and I will see you next class.